Welcome to a very, very special podcast, episode 178.
Yes.
But it might have a different name. It's the Augusta National Special.
Yes.
As you can see, if you're watching this video on the podcast channel, I've been shopping.
Yeah. Yeah, you could call it that.
I have hoarded a lot of stuff from Augusta National for the boys here,
yes,
for Guy and the team, and a few bits for myself, which we'll give out. And also, there's a bit of mix in here for the giveaway that we put on the main channel the other day. What a week!
What a week! Not only have you been to the Open it's the Masters for all 4 days and the Par 3 tournament, you also played Augusta National, which I can't even believe I'm saying.
And in my hand, and you've not asked me one question about it yet, because obviously I've just literally landed. Yesterday, I've come straight into the office this morning. In my hand is the scorecard. In my hand. And we are going to dive into this.
I think, do we briefly start off with a little bit about the Masters?
1,000,000%.
Because obviously we spoke last on, was it Wednesday or Tuesday?
I feel like it was Wednesday because was it Thursday morning? Because I'd actually been to the Masters on the Wednesday, hadn't I?
Yes, it must have been. So obviously a lot's happened in that time. Obviously everybody knows listening and watching, Jon Rahm won the green jacket, and what a worthy winner. I think sometimes with these major tournaments, it's nice when you kind of get a surprise winner, but it's also really nice when you get who you believe is genuinely the best golfer in the world. Yeah. And I don't think you can really argue right now that Jon Rahm is not the best golfer on the planet.
It's definite. I mean, he is so unbelievably dominant.
Yeah.
His performance this week, it had so many things stacked against him. On the Thursday, Friday, it was on the wrong side of the draw. He got the worst weather.
Yeah.
He started off by 4-putting the first green and taking a double bogey.
I do like starting for the double bogey occasionally, though. Not sure we're in the Masters, first hole, first round. But
now, spoiler alert, I might have beat Jon Rahm on the first hole.
Yes.
Okay, spoiler alert.
Just a little three-putt.
But then he went to still shoot from that point in time. The last 17 holes on his first day, shot 9 under par.
Insane golf.
He's a joke of a golfer.
Yep.
We teased in last week's episode that there was a certain golf pro who bumped into me at a certain event and said he watches the videos. I think it's quite safe to say now that same person is the current Masters champion.
So you're telling me there's a chance that Jon Rahm is watching this now?
Jon Rahm,
listening,
mentioned to me as I met him on Wednesday night, and I don't like that. Listen, granted, I've been fairly responsible for a lot of these golfers' careers.
You mean Woolies?
Exactly. And many more. I certainly steer them in the direction of greatness.
Yep.
I'm going to take some credit, and I believe I did that same thing with Jon Rahm.
What did he actually, can you say what he actually said to you?
So, I'm going to say it from my perspective, and I think it's fairly safe. No, this is the truth.
Okay.
So on Wednesday night, for the whole event, I got invited by Mercedes. It was an unbelievable event. It really was. We got treated so nicely. We got to test drive some amazing cars on Monday, Tuesday, go to the Masters all 5 days. And on Wednesday night, they had an event at the complex we were staying at. And there was Bernard Langer, which we heard in last week's podcast. That was really just kind of off the cut, but really insightful chat. And also Jon Rahm was there, both Mercedes ambassadors. And when I saw Jon Rahm, I was like, I'm gonna try and start a conversation here, see what happens. You get one chance in this life. My new motto is very, inspired by Sam Bennett's tattoo on his arm. Don't wait, do something. Or don't wait to do something, which is the message he got from his father just before he passed away. So I positioned myself in a position where he would have to walk past me as he was walking into the venue. So as he's there, and I'm kind of just chilling out, having a little drink, kind of whiskey, and it was really strong, but it was nice. And as he walked past, I kind of just very casually said, "Hi, John," very casually. And as he walked past, and he continued to walk past. And I thought, oh, what an idiot! Why have I just done that? I look like such a fool. And he took about 4 steps past and stopped.
Uh-oh.
And I kind of turned my head, and he turned his head. And he went, "I recognise that voice." And I said, "What?" And he went, "I watched loads of your videos. Nice to meet you." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Inside, I was reacting like a 12-year-old at a One Direction concert.
Yeah, nice reference.
On the
Current.
As an 11-year-old at a Backstreet Boys concert. And on the outside, I had to act cool. I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." You know,
was it a handshake? What style?
Absolutely.
A normal or a little bit of an
I think it was a little like
nice, a modern one.
Little grab and hold.
That's
I'm not even sure if there was a little bit of a shoulder bump. And I said, "Oh, thanks so much." He went, "Yeah, it's great. Watched a lot of the videos." And I was like, "Oh, have a great week, have a great tournament." I said, "I'd love to get you on the channel sometime." He went, "Absolutely, I'd love to come on the channel, and I'd love to come on as a podcast guest."
Did he actually say that bit? The podcast
100%.
Wow.
So we exchanged details. I didn't want to. He's busy boy this weekend.
Yes.
So I texted him Monday morning at 6 a.m. I didn't.
Nice
really.
jacket, mate.
When are you coming on? No, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that is definitely a step in the right direction to getting Jon Rahm on the channel. It's been a wild week. I almost could write a film, about this whole week.
I feel like if you hadn't played Augusta and you'd just been to watch it, I'd want to ask you so many questions about going as a fan and the actual tournament itself. And I still do to some degree. I also want to know so much about you playing the golf course. You're not wrong. We literally haven't really said a word this morning. You came in, you delivered all these goodies, which is insane. Very grateful to get my hands on some of this stuff. I don't know anything about the golf. So do you want to do a little bit on the Masters first, or do you want to go straight
definitely.
in?
There's a couple of standout points from the week. So I'll kind of rewind it back a little bit. So again, we got invited by Mercedes to be there at the event. I was there with Seb Carmichael Brown, another content creator. If you want to check out his channel, do. He kind of lives in the world of football/soccer, but he loves his golf and he's passionate about his golf and he makes golf content as well. So we spent the whole week together. So that was really fun. I really enjoyed spending time with Seb. We got on really well. And when we went to the tournament on Wednesday, so another really incredible perk as again, I'm very fortunate in the way I went. I really am. I don't take this lightly. I'm very blessed, and this isn't how most people experience the Masters, but I was very lucky to do so. Each and every day when we arrived, we actually got to drive down Magnolia Lane.
Ridiculous.
So for 8 days straight. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 7 days, 6 days straight. I drove down Magnolia Lane.
What is it actually like?
It's mad. So Washington Road, which is right outside, is a really busy road.
Yeah.
It's like 5 lanes wide. It's got restaurants. It's got bars. It's got hospitality. It's got loads of things going on.
I had a look on Google Maps after the last podcast, and that's exactly what it looked like.
It's crazy. If you didn't know Augusta National was on that same road, it could be like any other road in America. The fact on the right-hand side of that road, depending which way you drive, but I was driving with the Augusta National on the right-hand side, it's just hedges and trees and everything else. And every now and again, there's these kind of little gates. Gate 1, Gate 2, Gate 3, etc. And I believe, if I'm not wrong, Gate 3 is Magnolia Drive. Magnolia Lane.
Well, is there a drive? This don't confuse me.
Magnolia Lane is the main one. Magnolia Drive is opposite.
Right, okay.
Which is like full of hospitality houses. So on Gate 3, and it has just a little members sign. It just says Augusta National underneath, members only. And you turn in, and it's not busy. It's not as if you're not queuing or anything to get in that turn off. And as you turn in, there's obviously security guards there. There's police officers. The Mercedes cars had these badges on, which obviously gained us access. We got to then a checkpoint, and they wind the window down and scan our passes. And then you're driving down Magnolia Lane, and you're driving towards the clubhouse, and you get to the roundabout in the middle where they've got the beautiful Masters logo all in yellow flowers with the yellow flag, and you take a left. So you go round the clubhouse, and we've got this hospitality on the side of 10, which is amazing. And again, the hospitality house actually had a putting green, the replica, smaller version, but the replica of the 18th hole at Augusta.
Wow.
So we almost practiced on there.
Who
every single
maintains
day.
that?
The same. Well, I don't know. I can't get my head around how the whole site gets maintained. I mean, it is nothing is out of place.
Is it actually closed a lot of the year?
So I believe it closes from July to October.
Right.
So that's where the majority of the big work gets done.
Okay.
And it opens again in October. And pretty much apart from the week of the Masters, that's the only time that the members don't get a chance to play.
Wow.
So they were playing on the Saturday before the Masters. The members were still playing then. Then it shut from Sunday to Sunday, or maybe even Sunday to Monday, probably because of the media ballot and the few invites that got to play it. And then Tuesday, back to members.
And do you know how you can become a member and how much it is? Or is it just all a big secret?
You don't ask.
You get invited.
You get invited. God knows what the fees are.
Is it weird one of those ones, though, where actually the fee might not even be that much because it's just so exclusive? I
think the fee
is ridiculous.
Yeah. I think, from what I understand, I
six figures a year.
I only met 10 or 12 members, so I'm joking. I don't think I met a single member. I tried to speak to many people in green jackets, but hi, do you watch YouTube golf? I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, the golf course is magnificent. It obviously does incredibly successful through the Masters, the actual event. I'm sure they're not short of money. The merchandise tent was every single day packed to the brim with patrons wanting to pick up this exclusive merchandise, which you can only buy at the Masters. You can only buy at Augusta.
Well, that's one thing. When you're watching the TV, if you watch the Open, you do see the odd person, obviously in a hat, whatever it might be that they've bought, obviously at the Open. When you watch the Masters, so many people are wearing the merch. It's ridiculous.
Everybody. And you know what's really interesting as well? So many people are wearing hats from previous years.
Right.
And some are like really old, like from like 1995.
That's quite a cool flex, though, isn't
it?
There's,
you know the green chairs. I bought one of the green chairs that are dotted around everywhere around the golf course. Some of those on the back said like Masters 95 or Masters 97. I mean, imagine having that chair.
And how would and I'll use this term loosely, a normal person, how would I get to go to the Masters if I didn't have a pass?
You can apply. You can apply for tickets.
All right, I didn't know.
So you can apply for tickets. I'm pretty sure the ballot takes place the year before. So keep an eye out now for next year's ballot. You enter to get into the ballot. Now, the one thing I'm a little bit confused about, and something I heard, once you get tickets in the ballot, pretty much as long as you want them every year, they're yours.
Oh, wow.
From what I understand. So that's probably what makes it much harder. Because how many people are giving up those tickets?
It's like a season ticket for a football club, isn't it, really?
Because to me, it felt like so many people that were there had been to previous years. Like, a lot of people I spoke to, it was very rare it was someone's first year. Everyone seemed quite experienced with it all.
What's the vibe like with people? Is it like elitist or is it still quite down to earth?
The one thing that stood out to me a lot is everybody was wearing golf apparel.
Yes, I did see that.
Now, I don't know if there was anything written in the rules. I didn't see anything in particular about the clothing. I did actually wear golf apparel every day just because I wanted to. But there was I didn't see one pair of blue denim jeans.
Nice.
I didn't see anything that didn't resemble a golf top. I saw chinos. They call them slacks in America. I saw collared shirts. I saw a few round neck shirts, but not many. People typically dressed as if they were about to go and play golf.
Do you think it's because it is typically more golfers that go into this? Like the Open, you do get a lot of casual people might go. Is it that it's more actual golfers?
I would say yes, 100%.
And also, to some degree, golf clubs are comfy.
Yeah.
And if you're walking around a hilly golf course, which again, I'll come on to that in a bit, it doesn't look hilly on TV.
It's mad.
And you hear everyone say how hilly it is. So obviously, you played it, you'll hear that in a bit. But yeah, golf stuff is comfy.
And like, everyone was wearing golf shoes because, again, I suppose you want to, don't you?
Yeah.
You
golf glove in your pocket, potentially?
Yeah, little 6 iron down your trousers. But I can imagine if, certainly in America, if you'd taken one fan to go to Scottsdale, Arizona for the waste management event, that's a totally different crowd to the what's at Augusta. I mean, it must be totally different. They're very strict on, obviously, no mobile phones.
How did you deal with that, genuinely?
I loved it.
Actually? Have you been as bad? I must admit, I've not seen it on your phone today yet. Has it rubbed off on you?
Might have done.
Your thumb looks fresh. It doesn't look as worn as normal.
It's a bit
your
weak.
blisters have gone. It's frail. You've not saw your muscle mass in that thumb.
So no mobile phones on site. So Wednesday, you're allowed to take a digital camera in. So I got some snaps on the Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no mobile phones.
And how do you think this will be the thing for the foreseeable, or
Yeah.
will there be a time where
They seemed very, very, very on it. Now, genuinely, I actually hope they never change that rule.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's me saying that.
That's, yeah.
Like somebody who lives in social media, someone who is addicted to their mobile phone. I'm Rick Shiels and I'm addicted to my iPhone. I never want iPhones to be at the Masters. It's such a beautiful experience when you are just so outrageously present to what's taking place.
Yeah.
And everybody there is present. Like
that's true.
When you're on site, and this is probably the most bizarre, you almost cannot fathom there is anything else that's taking place outside of the property.
Yeah. You
can't even imagine. Like, it feels like you're on a different planet. Because one thing that was really, really impressive with the whole site, you're obviously close to main roads, as I mentioned earlier. You see nothing. As soon as you drive through those gates, you could quite literally be anywhere in the world, because you don't hear anything, you don't see anything that's not these huge trees, and that's not this perfect environment of Augusta.
Somebody asked a question on the Facebook group before, and I'm sorry I can't remember the name right now, but this feels like a right time to ask it. They'd heard rumours that the bird tweets that you hear on TV aren't real.
I could hear birds.
Right, well, there you go. Answers that.
There was beautiful birds flying around everywhere.
What style?
The one thing I did see was some, like, I don't know what they're called, like these proper red birds, like, and they were really loud. They were beautiful.
Nice.
There was honestly so much going on.
But I think for me, I love that. I like what you're saying about the no phones, in the sense that it looks nice on TV and people are watching it, they're not glued to the phone taking pictures. And I can imagine what you're saying, you feel like you're really there because you're not on your phone. Is it annoying that you can't text people to say we're at hole 12 or can't use Apple Pay or can't check the scores of other people, how they're getting on? That's the one place I bet you miss it.
Yeah, definitely. There was a couple of times. First off, again, I was pretty much with Seb every day. Like, if he was going to nip to the toilet, you had to properly plan where we're going to meet.
Yeah.
Because if you lost each other, that's it. You're gone.
Yeah.
So this was really weird. I'm going to jump a little bit ahead of the story and then come back. So Sunday, my really good friend who I caddied for in the Open qualifying, John Beasley, was there with a few pals of his.
Oh, was he at the
Masters?
Masters?
Got tickets on Sunday.
My days.
So he literally texted me 5 o'clock in the morning. Hi Rick, where we're going to meet today, right? Now I didn't wake up till 6 o'clock that morning. So I didn't get his text till an hour later. By the time I texted him back, he'd gone. So I was like, there's no way. How am I going to meet him? There's 50,000 people there. How am I going to meet him?
Do you have your big Rick Shield hat on? Says I'm Rick Shield that lights up.
You won't believe this.
First person you saw was John.
I bumped into him on the golf course. Not the first person, but the chances of that guy are astronomical. It's not, I don't even think it's 55,000 to 1, because if 55,000 people walk past me, that's 55,000 people to 1. The chance of seeing him.
But you're going to see the same person twice because it's looping round.
But also, you're not going to see 55,000 people.
True.
So I was walking up the side of 11. We were actually just nipping back to the hospitality, in fact, the side of 10, and coming down the hill, I saw one of his mates who he was with. I'm sure that's who was with John. I went over, I said, Ian. He went, yeah. I went, is John with you? He went, yeah, it's just, I was like, no way. So we got to spend, it wasn't a load of time, because he was heading to 12 and he was heading to 16 actually. I was hoping to meet him back up again, but we didn't. I was really annoyed about that. But for about 30 minutes, we got to stand there and watch the Masters, and it was really, really nice. Do you not feel
like in that situation you'd love to get a picture together or something at the Masters? Like, they opened the Masters.
Definitely. That is the one thing. There's a couple of opportunities you think, I wish I could capture this. Yeah. I wish I could take a picture of this, but it's in here.
That's true.
It's in the brain. So a lot of people were asking me about questions about the pictures I did post on social media. So this was another really lucky event. So on was it Saturday or Friday? I think it was oh God, I can't think now. One of the days, Friday or Saturday. So Tiger was just about to tee off on the 10th hole, okay, at 1 p.m. And me and Seb had only just arrived. We had a bit of a chill out morning. I think it was Saturday morning. We'd had a bit of a chill out morning. I was getting all my golf equipment ready for the big game on Monday. And so we arrived, and we actually jumped out of the car a bit early because we wanted to go straight to 10. So as I was stood on the side of the putting green, watching Tiger warm up, literally between you and me to Tiger, watching him warm up, there was twice he looked at me in the eye, but nothing. He might have been looking at a white wall being painted dry. A guy came up and he had an official Masters armband on and a lanyard. And he said, hi, I work for Augusta National social media team. We watch a YouTube channel. We follow people. We're going to follow, I'm going to use this word lightly, VIP celebs round and take pictures. Would you like us to take pictures that we send to you after the round so you can share them? I'm like, yes, of course. In
that situation, would you have paid $1,000 for that if it was a fee to it?
Yeah, I think I would have done.
Yeah, I bet you would.
So, but Tiger was there. So I said, well, I was going to follow Tiger in. Perfect. So we literally followed Tiger down 10, 11 and 12 as this fantastic photographer. And we also ended up getting a videographer for little bits of it as well. I've not seen the video footage. Watching Tiger play the 12th. Pictures. Oh, he played the 12th hole. We watched him play the 12th hole.
Yeah, because I saw one of you turning around from behind the tee.
So I was stood, and again, because we had this Masters guy with us, he got us into these other spaces that we couldn't normally get into. So we sat down right behind the 12th tee as Thomas Peters teed off. And that's the picture people have seen on TV. Yes. People are like, oh, why is he following Thomas Peters? No disrespect to Thomas Peters. I was following Tiger Woods in that group. So we literally got to see him play 12, got loads of these pictures and be able to share them after, which was amazing. Trying to think what else happened. It was a really fun, crazy week. Every day of the event was fantastic. But all in my mind, as I'm watching the tournament, I'm also thinking, I'm getting to play his golf course on Monday morning.
Well, you were, but there was also rain delays.
Oh my God.
That potentially could have made it be a Monday finish, in which case you wouldn't have been playing at Augusta.
I wouldn't have been on this podcast now. I'd have been still in tears.
How good would you have been?
Oh, honestly, we were following the weather report so intensely. The Saturday was really important for us, for our likeliness of playing, because the players managed to get in. It was torrential rain on Saturday. They managed to get a really important 10 holes in the final groups. That's what helped them finish the round of golf on Sunday. That meant the other thing, if it had gone to a playoff, there would have been a high chance we wouldn't have played on Monday.
Why?
Because the finish time was about 7:15. It went dark at 8.
Right.
Now, if it was a 2-3 man playoff, if it was a 2 or 3 hole playoff, it would have rolled to Monday. It would have done. So as soon as Jon Rahm started to take that lead on the back 9, it was like, oh my God, please, please, please do not mess this up.
Was there a part of you though, even when he won and you were like, did it still not feel like until you got to that first tee that something might, because it's just such an unusual opportunity that you just couldn't guarantee it?
Until I hit the very, very opening tee shot, I still didn't believe any of it. Because I thought there's going to be a time where someone taps on my shoulder and goes, oh no, sorry, this was a joke. Total misunderstanding.
And deck come out the trees. You've been punked.
And it all started from Jon Rahm recognising me. He was in on it from back in the day. It was not for 1 minute did I genuinely believe it's going to take place. So
talk me through the morning. Well, sorry, tell me this, but then I want to go from the morning.
As everything started to click into place, so many things could have gone a different direction this week, and I wouldn't have been playing. I've been really cautious about not getting injured. Even when it's been wet and I've been walking down the side of 10, the golf course on 10 when it's really, really hilly, I'm taking baby steps because I'm not wanting to get injured. I'm trying to not do anything stupid or daft or injure myself. I was so protective over everything. Even certain meals that I was selecting on Saturday and Sunday, I was checking. The food was spectacular, but I was should I choose this chicken or should I just go for something that's really safe that I know I'm not going to get any food poisoning or it's not going to give me an upset stomach. So on Saturday,
you didn't drink obviously then because you didn't want to fall over when you were drunk or get a dodgy stomach off the Guinness.
So the one thing, we did have a few beverages, but that was to settle the nerves.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? The other thing as well we did pretty much every day, and I want to give a huge shout out to this venue. We went pretty much every day, maybe bar one. We went to a golf course that was about 15 minutes down the road called West Lake, and it was beautiful. It's so unbelievably similar to Augusta, and that's not kind of taking anything away from either venue. It was big pine trees, pine straw, immaculate fairways, immaculate greens. We played with a young lad called Hamilton who actually played in the drive drive, chip and putt event last year.
Oh, wow.
He's a 15-year-old. He plays off +4. He absolutely kicked our ass. I wish we could have filmed it. We didn't take any proper camera equipment out with us. He was really good. So we practiced on really fast greens all day. But most days we hit balls on the driving range. Sunday morning before we went to the Masters, we went for about a 2-hour grind session. We went and played a little 5-hole
What time
loop.
were you going playing golf then in the morning?
Like Club Crackerdor, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, it got light at 7, and pretty much 2 or 3 of the days we were there at 7:30.
Oh, wow.
Hitting balls by.
Didn't expect that.
Yeah.
You took this serious, haven't you?
Did. So, yeah, Saturday morning, I cleaned all my golf clubs out. I cleaned every single golf club.
That, again, is not like you.
So they were absolutely pristine. I don't think I've ever seen them as clean in my life. I took all the golf balls out of my bag that I didn't require. I mean, I stripped it as light as it could possibly be. I marked all my golf balls up. I put lines on my golf balls and everything. I was really prepared. I took 9 golf balls.
Okay.
I'll come to how many I finished with in a moment after the round of golf. So, yes, you end up getting the invitation. So I got an invitation on the Sunday night, and it was there on my pillow, and it was an invitation, 10 a.m. tea time, Monday, the 10th of April. A time I will never forget. And it said, you're allowed to arrive 1 hour before your tea time. Okay? That was strict. We got there at 1 hour 15 before our tea time and got turned away.
Honestly?
Yeah. They told us not, you got to go and park up somewhere. So anyway, that morning, probably woke up about 6 a.m, really excited. I slept really, really well. The only mistake I'd made, I stupidly left my phone on loud on the side of my bed, and I was getting ping text messages through the night, and I don't know why I didn't turn it off or to put it on silent, but I don't think I wanted to sleep through. And I always think if I put my phone on silent, does it affect the alarm? Probably doesn't, but I didn't want to take the risk. So woke up Monday morning, got everything prepared, packed all my bags, had my golf clubs ready. I'd already pre-chose my outfit, so I actually scripted all my outfits throughout the week.
Wow.
Because I knew on Monday I wanted to be dressed in all black.
Harry Player-esque.
I just knew that it was an outfit choice I would look back at in many, many years and never regret.
Yes, it's not like you're going to look back at when people used to wear like really bright trousers and white belts. You look back now, God, that looked rubbish.
Black, all black everything. I had white shoes on, some really nice Echo Classic shoes, which were brand new out of the box, which are probably now going to be retired. I'll come to whether I'm going to retire my clubs in a moment. So got there at, so got everything ready. And you know what? This is the best description. People were asking me how you're feeling. It felt like the morning of my wedding day.
Okay.
And what I mean by that, I was nervous, but I wasn't scared. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, because if you sounds bad, if you're going for an operation, you're going to be nervous and somewhat scared, I'd imagine, because what if something goes wrong? With this, you're more the nervous of like excitable energy, isn't it? It's not like something can really go wrong. But
I was really, really calm for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, like really just quite chill again, similar to my wedding day. I knew that, you know, she was going to turn up. I knew that everything was going to go to plan. I was kind of really chilled.
Well, even though in this situation of playing Augusta, I think I would also be nervous. Why do we get nervous? Because it's not like we're going out actually in the Masters trying to shoot a score. Yes, you don't want to play horrendous, admittedly. But what is it about it that makes us nervous, do you think?
It's history. So potentially once in a lifetime opportunity.
But is it the fact you want to play okay to...
I wanted to hit the golf ball well.
Okay.
Definitely. That's why I practice most mornings. I wanted to stand up there and finish this round of golf and show you a scorecard and go, I hit the golf ball well.
I've got a number in my head that I think you shot.
That'll come.
I'll come. I've got it.
Well, type it in your laptop.
Okay, then.
Type it in your laptop. Don't give it away just yet. So I wanted to be able to stand there and feel like, you know, when I get nervous, and it's happened a few times, sometimes when I've played with some of these big tour stars, like Lee Westwood, I was really kind of quite nervous and almost quite scared of the way I was going to play. And I kind of get this feeling in my hands, these kind of nervous hands, and I never particularly play well. And a lot of these matches you've seen me play with tour pros, I've particularly played a lot better the back nine as those kind of nerves have started to disappear. So, but honestly, I was so chill. We were very, very lucky. The weather, and it didn't look like it was going to be like this, was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Probably like 18 degrees Celsius. So I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Not a breath of wind, sunshine, no cloud in the sky. So it was warm, but it wasn't like sweating hot. Yeah. So I was comfortable in trousers because you had to wear trousers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. If you're going to play it, you have to wear trousers. Or certainly that's what it said on the invitation. You could take a digital camera to take pictures. and throw a few of them in this video. I say a few, we took 900 pictures between us, but I'll select some of the nice ones to put in this video. So when we arrive, you arrive and you get treated like royalty, like you are a member. So we drove down Magnolia Lane, and in this instance, instead of turning left towards the hospitality houses, you take a right and you go right outside the clubhouse.
And had you been in the clubhouse this week before or not?
No.
Not you one. You
can't get close to the clubhouse unless you're a member or a member's guest or a player. So you get dropped off right outside the clubhouse, and they open the door, and there's about 5 or 6 members of staff there, and they're so assertive, so welcoming. Hi, good morning. How you all doing? You feeling good? They're taking your clubs out your bag, saying, have you got everything out of your golf bag? Because next time you're going to see your clubs, they'll be at the driving range. I was like, yeah, I've got all my bits out of my golf bag that I needed.
No phones at this point.
No phones at all on the Monday. So only a little digital camera. And they said, we'd welcome you into the clubhouse. Upstairs, we've got breakfast available. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So we're walking in. And you know when you walk into somewhere fancy, you do act a little bit different, don't you? So I was a bit more taller, a bit, as I walked past the reception desk, good morning, and these lovely ladies are on the front desk, good morning, sir. It was saying up the stairs.
Good morrow.
up the stairs. And now we'd had breakfast, because what we didn't want to do is waste time eating breakfast. We wanted to hit balls.
Eating is cheating.
So I had a grape, just as I've eaten breakfast at Augusta National Golf Club.
You had a grape.
Went to the toilet, and then we went to the champions locker room. Now, it's not big. It's not big at all. It's actually the main clubhouse, the actual body of the clubhouse isn't very big at all. And when you're in it, the little, upstairs it's hard to give it a context, but it's like a bit like a living room, a large living room, like in a nice, like a big, large living room. And at the back of that, there's the champions locker. So you walk into this champions locker, and all around the side of these lockers, and on every single locker, there was a name. Or names, multiple names. And right in front of you in a glass cabinet is the current green jacket. Scotty Scheffler's green jacket is there, right in front of you.
Will that be John Rahm's now then?
It wouldn't, because it was on Monday, wasn't it?
Right, so
it hadn't been changed
right,
yet.
I'm with you. But it will be.
It will be John Rahm's.
Right.
And in there was a wedge that he'd used on the event as well, and I think a golf ball, and then all of his signed, exactly official scorecards from his Augusta, as the Masters last year. And as you're walking around, you had our name on a locker room. Now, I must admit, it was a bit of a blur for me, and I can't quite remember whose locker we were on, but I know we were one right of Tiger Woods' locker.
Days. So
you open the locker, and I was expecting to see green jackets. They're not in there. Funny enough, they take them away. So there's no green jackets in their lockers. But to be honest, I didn't have anything with me. I had my golf shoes already on, so I was ready to go. So quick nip to the toilet. Getting prepared, and then you come out and you get directed to the buggies, and the golf buggies take you around to the players' driving range.
Nice.
Now, weirdly, all week it was actually a place I'd not been.
Right.
I'd not been to the players' driving range all week long. So you're on there, and there's all the caddies in white boiler suits, okay, and our 4 golf bags, so me, Seb, and the 2 guys we were playing with were all lined up there, and we had a caddy next to us, and they had the green hat on the white boiler suit, and on the side of the cap, which was very useful, had a little badge with their name on it as well.
That's cool.
My caddy was called Doug. Doug was fantastic. So I'm there, and I'm stood there, and this is the one thing, genuinely, my almost lasting memory of Augusta National. The grass is like nothing I've ever seen in my life.
Elaborate.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Now, when you go to a driving range sometimes at these nice courses, you can hit a few shots and it can be quite sandy, can't it?
Yes.
This wasn't. This was like hitting off the most immaculate fairway you've ever hit shots off.
Almost like little bit soil come out.
Perfect. Just so it was perfect. Not too long, not too short. It wasn't like it was ridiculously short. Pyramid of Pro V1s, huge pyramid as well, probably 150 balls, Pro V1s. All these perfect targets, like real greens with all the yellow flags sticking out of them.
So good.
And there was not many people there. There was you could not fathom the fact that the day before that venue, that same golf course, was the host of the biggest sporting event that day. Like, so much of the infrastructure had been taken down already overnight. So on the golf course, I'll come back to this in a minute. I'll come back to the driving range story in a minute. On the golf course, to stop the patrons obviously coming onto the golf course, there's the spikes and the rope going all the way around. That had all been cleared.
Wow.
Everywhere. All the chairs had been moved. Everything, apart the scoreboards and a few TV towers, that was it.
I suppose they don't have the big grandstand. Do they have a grandstand?
They have grandstands, yeah. They have one on 12.
That's the one at the
12. They have one on 16. They have one on 15. Yeah, they have about 5 or 6.
But it's not like the open grandstands, though, is it? If you know what I mean.
No, they're much smaller. And yeah, there's not as many of them. It's much more on the ground or the green chairs, because you know the story about the green chairs. Once you put them in that location and you put your name tag at the back, that's your chair for the day.
I don't know if I like that or not.
It works.
I feel like it's good if that's you, but then if I put mine on whatever hole and then I went off for 2 hours, nobody can sit in that seat.
So what I found, we actually did sit in some of the seats.
Right.
So we'd ask a few people around us, has anyone sat in that seat? And they'd say, oh no one's been there for about an hour. We would sit in those seats.
Yeah.
And if someone came along and went, there are our seats.
Oh, just get up straight.
We'd go, not a problem.
That works then.
Now, it never happened to us where somebody came back and asked us to move, but we wouldn't have a leg to stand on because it has their name on the back of the chair. So you can kind of sit in the chairs. You've got to be respectful for it. Anyway, I'm there hitting shots on the driving range. So what do you think I hit very first shot on the driving range?
A 56-degree chip driver.
Why would I do that? I'm thinking I've got to build confidence here. This is a building confidence session. At this point, I've probably got about 40 minutes before my tee off. I've been advised heavily, after speaking to a couple of people who've played it before, spend 95% of that time on the putting green. Okay? Because that's where the shots on the range don't really matter. So I thought, right, let's just build confidence on the range. I got a tee peg out of my pocket and I teed up a 9-iron. I just thought, you know what? If there's going to be one club that I'm not going to mess up, is a little teed up 9-iron.
I like it.
And I just clipped it away, and that really helped me.
Wow.
Just that first shot, just clipping it away and just seeing the flight. That was
I suppose a chunked 56 wouldn't have been great, would it?
That's the very first shot I hit on property. It's the very first shot I've hit at Augusta National with the Augusta National turf. I just wanted to clip a little 9-iron away, and I just clipped it away, 120 odd yards. I was like, nice, good decision that. And then I started to hit more shots off the turf. The turf was just magnificent. Crisp. Doesn't mean I hit great shots.
Of course.
I fatted a lot. A lot of shots. And I was kind of to the point where I was like getting quite nervous. So anyway, I got going with it, and I managed to actually find my rhythm and started to hit some really, really nice shots. And I hadn't told anything about the caddy at this point. I'd had a quick chat to him. He didn't ask me about my ability, didn't ask me anything. He had my little digital camera taking pictures for me. I hit some really good drives, like really good drives on the driving range. So that really helped me. And I said, oh, we'll go and hit some, I'd love to hit some bunker shots, then get on the putting green. He said, yeah, not a problem. And as we're walking over, he said, so what is it you play off, about 1 or 2? It's like, that'll do.
Nice.
That'll do for me, Doug. You'll do for me. So then I threw some balls out into the sand. The sand, again, is just magnificent.
Where's the short game area then?
So as the driving range is there, hitting shots to the kind of right-hand side, on the left-hand side is a huge putting green, which I actually, again, got advised not to use because it's not quite as fast as normal greens.
Right.
I don't probably believe that. I'm pretty sure it would be the same speed. And there's a huge short game area on the left. Massive bunkers, loads of pitching areas, loads of great shots to hit like 50 to 70-yard shots. It's perfect. And this is actually closed most of the time. This is just for the Masters.
Really?
Yeah. The actual members driving range is just right near the clubhouse.
All right.
It's just like a little 250-yard, dead narrow little driving range which you warm up on. It's actually on the side of Magnolia Lane is the members driving range.
Surely if you are a member paying however much it costs, you'd want access to these amazing facilities. Or do you not even care? To
be honest, I think the other facilities are pretty special as well.
Well, yeah, they will be.
They really are. So I hit a few bunker shots, and honestly, the sand, it was just mega. The one thing I did notice, the shots even into these real greens on the driving range, the greens were firm. Like the first bounce was quite big and then it grabbed.
Yeah.
So something I kind of noticed for when we got on the golf course. So anyway, I'd hit probably about 20 minutes of hitting balls on the driving range, probably 15 minutes more than I wanted to. And then I headed over to the putting green for the very first putt at Augusta National on the real greens. Chucked a few balls down, had a little 15-footer, boxed the first one.
Honestly.
Boxed it. Then for about 15 minutes, didn't hole a single putt.
Well, I'm worthy as fast as you'd think.
Guy, I cannot. I almost can't explain it. What's the fastest greens we've ever played on?
God.
Would you say JCB?
In the summer, you're not going to get much faster than them, are you?
Faster than them. Like considerably faster than them. And that's just on a flat putt. The greens, a lot of people speak about them. They are some of the most unique surfaces in the world.
It's the undulations as well with the speed, isn't it?
So much slope. Now, luckily, it's been raining, so they were receptive. But if those greens were hard, that would have been impossible. So anyway, I spent 15, 20 minutes on the putting green, chatting to the greenkeeper who was repairing these kind of holes that the seats had been sat on. I was talking about the presentation before. And then it was getting closer to crunch time. It was 10 minutes before our tee time and we needed to be on the tee. So the caddy kind of said, yeah, we're good to go. And at that point, you're looking around and I was really, really trying to soak it in. I was really trying to, make sure I treasure these moments. I'm walking from the putting green to the first hole. You've got the 10th tee here. You've got the 18th green there. It's no one's around. And you cannot comprehend that the biggest golf tournament in the world was there the day before. Like less than 12 hours before. You've got the clubhouse on the right hand side with all the green and white umbrellas. It's a beautiful day. And you're walking to the first tee at Augusta National. Now, the one thing I wanted, and I would have loved the opportunity to play off the tournament tees.
Yes.
Okay? I would have loved to have played off the real tournament tees because the pins that I played on Monday were the Sunday pin positions. Yeah. That wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
Understand, I'm not going to argue. We played off the members' tees. And in hindsight, I'm also probably glad I did.
I suppose as well, if you've got people of different abilities playing that day and is off the tournament tees, it could get rather tricky.
Well, the tournament tees is 7,545 yards. Okay?
Right.
The members' tees, which I played off, a lot of noise going on.
Yes.
Is 1,000, just over 1,000 yards less.
6'4".
Yeah, just under 6'4".
Okay, that might slightly affect my score. No, well, I'm going to keep the same score.
Bearing in mind, this is Augusta National.
Yes.
This is a golf course that I've never played before, that I've only ever seen it on TV. That you've got an idea of the holes, but you've got no idea. So on the first hole, really nice welcome, and this is where it properly started to feel real.
Yeah.
But this was it when I was like, oh my God, this is going to be the time I hit a golf shot on the golf course. And I'm speaking to my caddy, and it's the first hole. It's a dogleg up the right-hand side. It's a beautiful day. Loads and lovely. Got to meet a couple of members there on the first tee. There's maybe 15 people around, let's say, argument's sake, including the players and the caddies and a few kind of the officials. So I'm stood there on the first hole, 365 yards off the members' tees. And one of the guys said, I'll go first. And he kind of hit an okay tee shot, leaked it to the right a little bit. I went, I'll go next. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I'm teeing the ball up. Okay. And I'm now going from less calm, but a little bit nervous, but still quite calm.
Are there people watching around?
Yeah, about 15 people, 20 people.
Who are the people coming after you teeing off next?
Yeah, like the players that we were with. Everyone had caddies, a few officials, a few people kind of just dotting around. So I'm stood there and I'm teeing it up and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is it. This is the time I get to hit a tee shot at Augusta National. And part of me was like, don't mess it up. But also part of me was like, let's just enjoy this. Yeah. Like I wasn't going to keep score.
I'm glad you did.
I wasn't going to keep it. So I thought to myself, I don't want my score to affect my mood of how I played.
I get that, but I also think this is such a big opportunity. You wouldn't let it.
Yeah.
You're there.
So I stand there and I tee it up and I've got driver.
What shot shape are you seeing? Little cut?
So the bunker on the right was about 250 to carry. He said, just go kind of over the corner of that bunker. So I'm stood there and I'm very calm, I'm very chill, and I'm looking in the distance. And I tee it up and I pull the club back and a bit of a blur and I make contact. And Guy, when I say It's the greatest opening tee shot I have ever hit in my life.
Yes. Out the middle, nailed.
It was crunched. It felt phenomenal. I followed through and I held my follow through as I was kind of seeing the ball just fizzing down the first hole in the blue sky. And I was holding my follow through almost in disbelief. Almost like, have I honestly just hit that tee shot? That I've hit that golf ball that's flying through the air and I'm holding the finish at least until the golf ball landed. At least. And I'm thinking, and it landed, it went just inside of the bunker on the right hand side, tiny little draw, probably landed at about 275, 280, and it bounded down the fairway. And I just couldn't believe it. And that for me set me up for the day. I was like, if I've just been able to hit a shot like that under that much pressure, I'm going to take that singular golf shot, and I can remember it with such vivid memories. That's the feeling I want on every single first tee shot for the rest of my life.
Wow.
And if I don't, I'm also not bothered because but I did it at Augusta.
Yeah, that's yeah.
If I ever hit a bad tee shot again, I'm like, doesn't matter. Because I hit a great tee shot at Augusta.
Wow.
And the guys were like, wow, that's the best shot we've seen so far. And about 3 hours of groups had gone out at this point. And I was just like, oh my God, I made the funny joke. Right, that's me done. Thanks, fellas.
See you later, guys.
See you guys.
See you in the bar.
That's me done at Augusta. But I just couldn't believe it. I was just hit this shot and I was like, wow. So anyway.
Did that set the tone for the day then, that strike?
Teaser. I don't know if I've ever hit my driver better in my life.
Wow.
In my life.
Wow.
Like, honestly, I don't know what possessed me. I probably hit, and I'll come on to a few of them in a minute, I probably hit one shot that really ruined a hole for me.
Tee shot on 12.
I'll come back to it in a minute. So, what should we do? How should we do this?
So what we're going to do is, I believe we're going to do a separate video, which will live on the main YouTube channel, where you're going to actually do shot by shot, and we're going to use like graphics and stuff like that. So in terms of every single shot, are you happy with that? Mm. So depends if you want to give us some nuggets of certain holes here, and then people can go and watch that video.
Oh, we've got to tell people on the podcast.
So do you want to do every hole here?
Yeah.
Every shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we'll just turn this into a main video.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? Settle in, everyone.
Settle in. On.
So that was the opening tee shot. We can use that in the main video. So after that opening tee shot, I'm walking down the hole just in disbelief almost, and just really trying to look around. And again, it's that time where I was so appreciative in some degree that one, and I think I addressed this in the main video. Well, I did. We weren't allowed to film it. That's just what it is. So I'd hit that opening tee shot, and like I said, we're not going to go through every single shot in this video. I'm going to do that in a separate main channel video where I'll go through every single shot. I want to talk more about the story of it all. You're going to find out what score I shoot right now in this podcast, but I'll talk about every single shot in the actual main video. So I was walking down the hole, just loving life, really trying to soak it all in. Almost, again, pinching myself, thinking, is this real life?
I feel like that, although I don't know what you've shot yet, so I don't know how you left the 18th green, but that walk must have almost been the best walk of the day of the week. You're walking, you're at Augusta, it's all happened, you've not got injured, thankfully, the tee time went ahead, the sun's out, you're in this nice outfit, you've nailed your first tee shot, you've got a caddy, and you're walking down to hit your second shot. That must be unmatchable. Yeah, it was. It was almost that real kind of pinch me moment going, wow, that it's actually happened. That, like, all the things that I dreamt of, that I'd wished for, that I wanted, that I need, like how you pictured it has just taken place. Yeah, like, I couldn't have written it any better. That first opening tee shot, how it all went. So walking down there, and again, it's a much shorter hole off the members' tees, 365 yards. I had about 70 yards left in, so I hit it about 290. Kind of missed the green on the second shot. A nice wedge up and down, made a par. Wow!
On the first hole.
What a start!
So I hold a really good 6-footer for par.
So up and down on the first, nice par, very good start.
Yeah, so I was over the moon with that. I felt like, just to be able to par the first hole.
Insane.
To be level par 3-1.
You've been level par at Augusta.
After the first hole. We're going to do a main video where I go through every single shot. But there was a couple of key standout moments. So I bogeyed the second.
Okay.
I was greenside bunker in 2. I then had a bit of a nightmare on the 4th hole. So it's the par 3. Okay. So I slightly chunked my iron shot. I was hitting a 6-iron into that green. I slightly chunked it. And I was actually short of the bunker, short-sided myself, right? And at this point, I'd not really faced a tricky shot. So I had a short-sided with a wedge. What's fascinating again about the grass there's no grain. The grass doesn't have grain at all. So every lie is actually really nice.
So just the grass goes upwards, essentially.
Yeah, it almost sits up a little bit. I must admit, chipping, if you were a good chipper around Augusta, you would find chipping outrageously easy.
In terms of strike.
It's so easy, yeah.
But then you've got the green to deal with, I guess.
And there's hardly any rough. Like the rough isn't that thick.
Well, you said that on the last podcast, and when I was watching the golf, I thought you obviously you were right. You've got fairway, pristine, rough that's not too bad. Then it's the pine, isn't it?
Yeah. So, if you hit the ball straight and long, or long and just a little bit offline, you'll easily get away with it. Yeah. And if you're a good chipper, you can definitely score around that golf course. Obviously, that's not my forte. So now, what I didn't want to do, there was one thing I didn't want to do, is properly mess up a shot.
Okay.
Like I didn't want to regret and go, oh my God, like why have I just duffed it? Do you know what I mean? I really didn't want to do that. So I ended up playing this little chip and caught it quite nicely, but I went big. Okay. I went up on the green, but big, for the first really testing putt. Now, the putts was so bloody fast. Through 2, 3, and 4, the green, first, second, and third, so fast. I had this slippery downhill putt, right to left. And the caddy literally pointed to a point that was maybe 3 feet in front of me on this 30-foot putt. Okay. He said, that's where you've got to get it to. And I'm
literally get it to?
Just literally put it to that. And he said, to be honest, even then, it might not stop. And I'm looking at his putt and going, I don't know how I'm going to keep this on the green. So I literally tapped this putt, tapped it. And I must admit, I probably hit it a tiny bit harder than what he'd advised. And it got to the hill. And at one point, you think it's not going to get there.
Yeah.
At one point, you get scared and go, oh my God, I've made a right fool of myself. Then it picks up. Then it's picking up. And then you're thinking, slow down, please slow down, please hit the hole. And it runs like 7 foot past. Right. I'm thinking, oh my God. So there was let's call it 30-foot putt. I, in my head, tried to hit it 3 foot. It's
gone 37.
It's gone 37 foot.
That's ridiculous.
So then I have this 7-footer back up the hill. And so far, I hold a really good 6-footer on the first, a really good 5-footer on the second, a really good 4-footer on the third, 7-footer uphill, right to left, and just left it short. Because uphill putts,
a lot slower.
Weirdly slower.
I heard that.
Like, weirdly slow. It's really hard to almost...
It's a contrast, isn't it?
It's really hard. If you're below the hole, you can be so aggressive.
Question then. Your first foot was 37 foot. Let's start again. Your first putt was 37 foot. Your second one was about 7 and you left it short. Did you hit the second putt harder than the first putt?
Definitely.
Oh, my days.
Because I hit the second putt about 9 foot.
Oh, my word.
So that was my first 3-putt of the round.
So I said to you before you went that I thought you could have a 5-putt in you. And that's not a dig at you. That's just somebody who's never played Augusta, playing Augusta.
You could have a 5-putt.
Was there any 5-putts in there?
No, I didn't have a 5-putt and I didn't have a 4-putt.
Oh, fair dues.
And I only had 2 3-putts.
Oh, wow. Oh, my score that I've got for you then could be way off.
Oh, no, wait.
Okay.
I didn't hit many greens, and I had 1 nightmare hole, but I only had 2 3-putts. Right?
Can I guess the nightmare hole before you tell us? I've actually got on the back of these golf balls the holes. 13.
Come to it. So it's unlucky for some, and it might be unlucky for me.
I think you bombed driver and got carried away.
Right. So again, I'm hitting driver well. 5th hole, hardest hole in the golf course. Bomb it over the bunkers. Again, I'm playing it way shorter than the pros. But bomb it over the bunker. Left it on the front edge. Incredible 2-putt. So I parred the hardest hole in the golf course, the 5th. I parred the 6th, the par 3 down the hill.
Lovely.
After almost getting it on that top shelf. I missed the top shelf by about a yard. I was hitting 6-iron by about a yard, and it rolled, again, 45 feet away.
And at this point, are you happy with your level of play for the day?
I'm feeling very comfortable, yeah. I'm feeling like I'm hitting the golf ball well. I feel like I'm so in control of my driver, it's ridiculous. I bombed it on the first, bombed it on the second, bombed it on the 5th. I'm feeling really good about myself. I hit 2-iron on the 3rd. That was a bit of a mistake. I should have probably hit driver, but I didn't want to get too close to the green. So then the really good 2-putt there. Smashed it as hard as I could. Literally smashed it as hard as I could on the putting green just to get on the top tier and then hold a really good 10-footer from there. 7th hole, this was interesting. So you know the 7th, dead straight, okay? There's a couple of bunkers short the green, and it's the hole where a lot of the players pitch it back and spin it back to the front pin. Again, bomb driver down there. I could not have been happier with my driving.
You can't swap that driver.
All day. I could not be happier with my driver all day. I had about, again, I'm playing off a more forward tee. I had 70 yards into the pin, okay? And the pin's at the front, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is the chance to fly it over the pin and screw it back. So in my head, I'm thinking, I'm going to try and pitch this about 80 yards, and let's see if we can get this dancing. I hit a phenomenal shot, but truth be told, I slightly fatted it, and it stiffed it straight, like, to about 3 foot. So it wasn't the shot I meant to play.
Yeah, you went to go beyond it and spin it.
And so I hit this shot and I slightly fat it. I'm thinking, oh my God. But because I'd allowed for more to go past it, it pitched about 3 foot short, just over the bunker, and finished about 3 foot past the hole, right?
Yeah.
This is the first opportunity for a birdie.
Bit of birdie sauce at Augusta.
Now, one of the guys in our group had done something similar, but he actually did throw it past the flag and spun it back, and he had about a 6-footer, similar line to mine. He holes his for birdie. Right.
Is that first birdie of the group?
First birdie of the group. So, team birdie.
Team birdie.
So, I've got this little 3-footer. Guy, it's the slipperiest little putt you've ever seen in your life.
Downhill off the left.
Downhill off the left. Faster than fast can be, right? And I was also, part of me is like, I really want to make birdie here. Like, this is the potential first and maybe last opportunity I get for a clear-cut birdie putt.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm stood over it. I'm thinking, please, hold it. I left it on the short side.
You left it short?
Side.
All right.
As in it
low.
It low. I didn't give it enough respect, and it slipped by almost the same distance as I was the first putt.
I thought that was going to happen.
So now I've got this 4-footer up the hill for par. I'm thinking, please don't 3-putt from 3 feet. Luckily, I hold it. My putting inside 6 feet was fantastic all day. Was fantastic.
Wow.
Honestly. If you're inside 6 feet, putting isn't that hard. I know it sounds ridiculous. The greens are fast as hell, but because they can't cut the holes,
there's going to be some
on such a slope because the greens are that fast. There's actually kind of right around the hole. It's fairly flat.
Yes.
It's only when you start to be 20 foot away.
20, 30, 40 footers.
It's just so hard. Yeah. Like if you're not getting if you either got to be sticking it within inside 6 feet or just phenomenal from long range. Yeah. But I don't even know if you can be a good long putter at Augusta. It's hard to hole really long putts. Do you know
You're
what
just
I mean?
going to get them within that dustbin lid, though, I guess, aren't you?
So I parred 7. At this point, I am 4 over par.
Okay.
Through 7. Par 5, 8th coming up.
Yeah.
The first one of 2 bad drives I hit all day. Slightly pulled it to the left in the pine straw. Okay. And I really wanted to go for the 8th green in 2. And this is the thing with Augusta, because it's so iconic, this golf course, you almost want to be hitting these iconic shots as much as you can, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't want to be in the trees. You want to be in the middle of the fairway where you've seen these players hit these. Like I envisioned me hitting this big raking 3-wood into 8, the par 5 up the hill, but I couldn't because I was out of position. So I had to kind of punch hook a 5-iron into a really good spot actually. Pitched it close, 2-putted par. 9th hole was one I was really looking forward to. You know, with the mad green, right? Again, hit a fantastic drive. I'm 100 yards away from I was 140 yards away from the flag. And the pin's on that kind of middle tier at the time. And as I came back round toward the 9th, there was quite a lot more people starting to be around, just either people coming off the 18th, more people teeing off the 1st, a few kind of people dotted around doing a bit of, whatever work, maintenance work, etc. So now it's like, right, I really want to hit a good shot here. Now, 9 is one hole. The green, I've really, really wanted to hit a shot into because you see it and you see how it's, you see the guys where they pitch it short and they spin it all the way down the bank. I was thinking, come on, this is a great chance. I hit this delightful 9-iron, like delightful. Up the hill, I'm thinking, this is absolutely money. The caddy's saying, that is perfect. You couldn't be better. And you can't see it. You don't know where it is. And there's no crowds, there's no oohs and ahs. So I'm walking up thinking it's going to be 3 foot away from the hole. Okay. So I'm walking up and I'm thinking, where the hell is this ball? It had clung on to the tier just above the perfect tier. Oh. If it had come back and we looked at the pitch mark was maybe 10 foot past that point.
And it's zipped.
And it zipped. It needed one more foot and it would have rolled to about 3 foot away. Oh. However, now I've got one of the hardest putts in the world. Yeah, you just
need to tap it.
And but you have to stand like sideways, and my back was pretty much to the flag, and I literally tapped it, and it raced on about 7 foot past again, and I had now a really testing putt for par, hold it. So I was 4 over through 9 holes.
Can I tell you my score then now?
Through 9 or 18?
No, I think you're going to shoot for 18 and see if I get close.
Go on.
I think this is before, so you're 4 over.
4 over through 9.
I put this number down before
with a double bogey.
I put 86 down.
Okay.
That was my score.
Yeah, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 5 pars in a row. So I went par, bogey, double.
Yeah.
Then 5 pars in a row.
This could be way off then. But when you first said those tees, etc., green's going to be insane.
If I was to put myself in the position of playing off the back tees, I think that would have been probably 4 shots more.
Right.
I think it would have been 44 on the front 9. But to be fair, there might not have been a huge difference either because I've just been hitting slightly longer club into the green. But so far,
that's respectable.
Because I was hitting my driver so well that
So far, you're on a real journey to breaking 80.
Yeah, and that my brain hadn't switched to that point yet.
Okay,
I'll tell you when it switched to that point. So 10th hole. The caddy actually gave me a driver, and he actually started walking. Oh, by the way, there's a little halfway van.
No, there's not.
There's a little. I call it a van. That's the probably wrong description. Like a cart. So like a buggy cart that goes drinks cart that you have in America, full of snacks, drinks, everything.
Free.
Yeah, no sausage rolls. But next time. So all full of snacks. So I managed to get a couple of little bars. I got a
little beer.
I didn't have a beer. No, I had some sort of energy drink, which was quite nice. So it's on the 10th tee, and this was a tee I was really, really looking forward to playing. The 10th hole. This is where a lot of players talk about, or people who've been. The elevation change is
insane.
Crazy. Down 10, it's crazy. Massive dog leg. Off the championship tee, it's 495 yards. Off the members tees, it's 450. The caddy gave me driver. I started walking down the fairway, and I was looking at it and going, I don't fancy driver here, because to hit driver there, you've got to kind of really get it turning because you're much shorter, and that huge bunker in the middle of the fairway looked like it was in range. Or off the back tees, it never is.
Yeah,
like off the back tees, you don't really need to get the ball drawing that much to hit that bank and down and off it goes.
They normally hit 3 wood on there a lot of the time.
3 woods, and so kind of gave me driver because I'd been hitting it so well. It wasn't his fault, and he was always down the fairway. I'm thinking, oh God, I really don't fancy driver here. So I'm looking at the other guys, and they're hitting driver, and none of them particularly hit a great shot on that hole. I'm thinking, I don't like driver here. So luckily, a member in our group whose caddy was still with us had the same irons as I had. So I hit his 4 iron off that tee. And I hit the 4 iron, this kind of rakey, drawy one. It hit the bank that I wanted to hit, and it shot down the hill. In hindsight, I wish I'd hit the 2 iron on that hole. If I had my own 2 iron.
If you hadn't gone with you. Did he take your club to take it?
Yeah, he took my clubs. Right, again, he didn't do anything wrong. So my second shot into that hole was 190 yards on this downhill. I hit this beautiful 5 iron that pitched pin high, but the green's solid, and it went whoosh, straight through the back of the green. Pitch chipped up, 2-putted, come off with a 5 on 10, which I was happy with. Amen corner.
Here we go.
Amen corner. Now, the 11th hole was probably the one I was most nervous about.
Yeah.
Because you can't miss left. If you miss left, it's dead.
Gone.
Again, off the members' tees, it's considerably shorter.
520 off the...
It's 400 off the members'
tees.
Right. It's considerably shorter, okay? I hit driver, bombed it. I had 90 yards left into the hole, okay? Pin was middle left. I hit this beautiful, full 56-degree wedge to about 10 foot on 11. And again, at this point, I'm 5 over par. I'm hitting amen corner. The hardest hole on the back nine is the 11th. I've got a 10-footer for birdie.
Life is good.
And weather was nice. I was kind of just cruising down the fairway, feeling good. Missed it. I didn't hold anything outside 12 foot all day, but I hold everything inside 6 foot, pretty much.
Not bad.
So come off there with a par.
12. This is the one I've been most excited to hear.
12th hole, right? It was the hole I'm the most excited to play.
It's the hole that least suits your shot shape.
So 12th hole is the hole, without question, was the one that I was most nervous about. Because it's the one that most people ask you about as well, isn't it?
If you hit a simple shot of that bunker, it looks so easy, but it's not that simple, is it?
No. So it was 151 yards playing.
Okay.
Pin. We were pretty much playing
off or not?
We were pretty much playing off the. Well, that's interesting.
155 off the.
Yeah, so it was about 151 off the tees we were playing off. Pin was famously right where it is on Sunday.
What was wind doing at this point, could you tell?
Kind of a little bit blustery, but nothing crazy.
So you're thinking 8 or 9?
So the first player hits, and it looked great in the air. Air mailed the green.
Oh, my word.
Air mailed it. I'm not going to give any of Seb's score away because I think he's going to do something similar on his channel. So I was stood there. I had 9-9 in hand. Okay. So I thought I much more prefer hitting a fuller shot than a soft shot.
Yeah.
And just the way his seemed to just go for miles. So I thought, you know what? You get one chance at this. Go dead aim.
At the flag?
Dead aim. Okay?
It's the Tiger Woods.
Dead aim, I went for the flag. So I'm stood there with a 9-9 in hand, 151 yards to the flag, dead aim. Okay? So I'm stood there, and this is the point. I think I was more nervous on this shot than I was on the first tee. Because this is it.
You've got a decent score going.
Got a decent score going, which again didn't really come into my mind at this point still. It really didn't. And I've just got through the hardest hole. But even now, I wasn't really playing for score. I was just enjoying it. So I'm stood there with 9-9 in my hand. And I've hit a few fat shots so far this round, I have. My bad shot from the driving range earlier on to some of the iron shots I've hit, I've got away with a lot of them, but it's fat. You can't get away with a fat shot there, right? I'm stood there with 9-9 going dead aim. I absolutely struck it perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. It started at the flag, okay? At the flag, and I'm looking at it, and as the ball's in the air, and this is no exaggeration, this sounds fabricated, but it feels like the ball is in the air forever on that hole. Like I'm holding my finish, and the ball just seems like it's in the air forever. Because again, it's so hard. The Rays Creek is huge, first off, really wide, okay? The green, really narrow, okay? So it just plays with your eyes so much. And as it's mid-flight, it just starts to draw away from the flag, okay?
Not a bad thing.
Which I don't mind, again. And I'm looking at it and going, wow, this, please be the number. Please be the number. I knew it couldn't be long. Didn't think, unless adrenaline had kicked in, I didn't feel like I could carry it long of the green. My only question mark was it going to get over the bunker? Because it started to draw towards the right side of the bunker. And I'm looking at it in the air and I'm thinking, please get there, please get there, please get there. And it just went, boom, middle of the green.
Oh,
middle of the green. And I must admit, I think at that point, I genuinely probably could have walked off. I could have just gone, thanks guys, thanks for the round. I really appreciate it. Because that was the shot.
Yeah.
That was the shot that I've been dreaming about, that I've been thinking about so much, that I've genuinely just been so excited about playing, but also so bloody scared. Because you could easily... What I worried about there was making a bloody 6 or a 7. And everybody, for the rest of my life, when they say, how'd you get on at 12? I have to tell them I got a 6 or a 7.
Yeah.
That's it, really. Boom, middle of the green. We've got like a 15-footer downhill right. Now, what's mad about that green? Because again, you don't get to go over there as a spectator. No. You don't get to go in that whole corner. You never go on 11 green. You never go to the 12th green. You never go to the 13th tee. So you don't really know what that green looks like. It's really, really slopey back to front. Right. It's quite down to the water. It's really slopey. So I've got this putt, and I'm really, really now thinking, please hold this. Come on, if we're going to I've still not made a birdie yet. I really want to make a birdie on 12. So I hit this beautiful putt, and it looked really good all the way. It's left to right down the hill. It just missed and ran about 5 feet past.
No.
And now I instantly go, don't 3-putt the 12th. Please don't 3-putt the 12th. So I've now got this uphill putt right to left, and I'm nervous now. I'm thinking, oh, please, 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 please. A bit similar to what I did at Sawgrass recently, where I hit the green and then nearly 3-putted it. This 5 foot up the hill right to left. I've held everything all day. Bang, straight in the middle of the hole.
Lovely stuff.
So I parred the 12th. And it was funny, as we were on the 13th tee, the group behind us played. Anything that lands short of that flag goes back in the water.
Off.
So the guy right behind us, it must have looked amazing in the air, landed almost directly in line with the flag, 3 foot on the green, and just whoosh, straight off the front of the green into the water.
Such a tough hole. So
13, this was if I could play any hole again, this would be the hole I'd wish I could play again.
In what sense?
I think because I'd been through so much so far through 12 holes, I just wasn't thinking on 13.
Right.
It's
what did you play it at then?
It's very short off the members' tees. It's 455 yards. It's 100 yards less. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a long par 4, really. Now, again, the caddy gave me driver.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't his fault. He'd kind of walked down there. And I stood there and I was like, right, here we go. This is the hole again. Dream of playing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the hole that I've dreamed of playing for so long. The big dog leg, right to left, really suits my shot shape. I'd love to go for it in 2 and all this. Now, I've looked back at the pictures and I just wasn't thinking. I didn't have a distance on things. I should have gone straight over the trees on the left. Mm-hmm. I could have easily picked a point in the trees and just bombed it over that, and I would have had 150 yards left into the green, if not less. So I'm stood there, and maybe subconsciously, I knew this. I knew that it didn't quite look right to me. So I stood there on the tee, and I tried to absolutely spank a driver with draw around the trees
instead.
But I think, in hindsight, if I was to actually have tried to achieve that, I don't think I could have hit that shot with driver. I think I needed 3 wood. Because basically I hit this drive that didn't quite draw. It was a bit heely off the bottom. So it wasn't drawing. I was thinking, oh God, that's going to get up into the trees on the right-hand side. Guy, I was 50 yards through the fairway.
Really?
In the trees, in the pine. Thinking, oh my God, like, you couldn't have done that. 1 off the back tees, that wouldn't have been possible. No way in God's earth. And also, like, if I'd have hit 3 wood, or if I'd have gone straight left, that's the one. If I could take any shot back, it's the tee shot on 13. I wish I'd played again. I wish I could have just had a little minute after the excitement of making par on 12. I wasn't thinking. So anyway, I'm in these pine straws. I'm well into the trees at this point. I'm thinking, well, you're only here once. Okay. Let's go for it. So there was a gap really low down. This I kind of squeeze this little fade and trying to get it back on the fairway with a 4-iron. I could squeeze it out there. And I said to the caddy just before I hit this, I seem to have a reputation that when I go for a gap, I'll hit like a twig or a branch, and it'll just I always seem to hit it. Mm-hmm. And I said, this time I'm not going to hit that branch. I'm going to miss it. And when I say a branch, as in something just overhanging, not the real trees that you're trying to avoid. So I stood there with this 4-iron, and I hit it, and I hit this. I could just tell it was perfect, and it started fading, and it hit a bloody branch that was made out of steel, and this golf ball ricochets back, basically behind me.
Oh,
okay,
no.
A little bit closer to the hole, but behind me. I'm thinking, oh my God, what a nightmare! And now I'm not in much of a better position. So I go for the same shot again, or something similar. This time, I properly hit a tree, okay? And it bounces out hardly anything. So I'm now at 1, 2, 3.
If you'd have just chipped out from the first one 50 yards, would you have had a flick in?
Yeah. Well, not a flick in. I would probably had 200 yards in.
All right, okay.
But, yeah, that's the hole. It's going to annoy me. It's going to frustrate me.
So then you hit...
I wish I could have played that hole again.
So you hit the tree twice.
I still can't go for the green. So this is my 4th shot. So I hit 4 down there to about 100 yards left of the green. 100 yards to the pin, sorry. Left of the fairway, but near the creek, but obviously not in the creek. Quite a nice angle in. Pitched it up there for 5. Yeah. Okay. So now, and it went past the flag and started to mosey on down to the hole, but nothing crazy. It was about a 15-footer. Put for bogey. Mm-hmm. Okay. So 15-footer, put for bogey on the 13th. I'm thinking, oh, God's sake, really I was a bit annoyed with myself. But I thought, well, if I box this, I've not boxed anything outside of 5 foot all day, 6 foot. But if I box this, I'll take a 6. And I think with that mindset, I played it way too aggressively. It was downhill, fast as hell. And I just went for 6, ran it about 10 foot past, missed it for 7.
Get the 8.
Tapped it in for 8. I made a snowman on the 13th. I was gutted.
Hindsight, should have took your medicine, but you were there once. You had to play the glory shot.
Hindsight, I would have hit a different club off the tee.
Yeah, true.
I would have, or if I'd have hit driver, I'd have gone way more left. I could have honestly cleared those trees, no question. Or chip out. But
so
anyway,
at this point, how many over are you
so
now?
I'm now 8 over.
So you got 14. I'm excited for 16.
So I make par on 14.
Nice.
15 the par 5.
Yeah.
Again, one holes you want to hit. You want to go for the green in 2, right? You have to hit down the right hand side of the fairway. I didn't. I slightly pulled it left into the trees overhanging. So I thought, okay, well, this time do take your medicine, chip out, so at least you get that opportunity to hit that shot into the green.
Yeah.
Played the worst chip out ever. It only just got past the edge of the trees, right? So now I'm 200 yards left in. I've got to hook the arse off a shot, right, into that green. So I'm thinking, sod it, let's do it. Again, I'm not really playing for score at this point. I'm at 8 over, not, so be it. 6, I've got 6 iron in hand. I hit, and I actually didn't see the golf ball. I hit it way over the bunker on the right hand side near the green. This massive big hook, but I knew it felt brilliant because the lines in the rough are so nice, honestly. I hit this beautiful golf shot, and I knew it was drawing. And the lads I was with, like, oh, that looks good. But I didn't see it. I didn't see where it started. So I'm looking at the flag. My eyes are focused at the flag. And they're like, it looks good. I'm thinking, please be good. And it comes in from bloody 45-degree angle from the side. It must have hooked 60 yards. It hits just over the bunker on the right, sticks on the green to about 20 foot, 15 foot.
Wow.
It was an unbelievable shot. So I've put in for birdie now on 15. Again, I've not made a birdie all day. This is the first time. Uphill, right to left. I feel like, right, there's a really good chance here. I gave it a really good chance. It just missed at the last minute. Tapping 5. 16th.
Yeah.
It's been my screensaver for 5 or 6 years.
It has indeed.
It's been my 16th hole. It's been my screensaver for 5 or 6 years. You got the Sunday pin.
Yes.
Okay, back left. I quickly nipped to the restroom just behind the tee. A bit of a nervous wee. Stood on there. And I was hitting a 7 iron.
Right.
So it was switching between about 170 yards and 165 just because of wind. So I was thinking, right, well, my caddy was saying 8 or 7. I said, well, if no wind, I'll hit 8. If there's wind, hit 7. So as I stood up to the tee, the wind started to pick up. So I swapped clubs to 7 iron. And this is the one where I thought, right, come on, Rick, let's make something magical happen. Like, imagine just for a moment in time, you hit that perfect shot. And we make a 1 here. Like, that's what I started to think. And it was very positive vibes. I hit this beautiful, trappy 7 iron. Didn't catch every bit of it, but it was pretty good. And it was coming in exactly at the ridge, in the middle of the green.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh my God, this looks good. But I was like, I don't know if it's enough. I don't know if it's going to get there. And, to get right to the back of the pin. And it probably landed maybe 6-7 yards short of the perfect place. But it landed on the middle of the ridge and then kind of moved to the left onto the flat part level with the bunker. So again, about a 15-footer for birdie. Just missed that. Knocked it in for par. 17th, I missed the green long after hitting a great tee shot, and you couldn't miss long. I didn't get up and down. I made 5.
So how many over are you now at this point before the last?
9 over.
9 over.
Before the last.
Okay.
So 8.
How far was the last plane? It's normally 465.
It's 385.
So was it a lot? Obviously, it was a lot further.
Yeah,
was it not
quite
look
a bit
scary
further.
this because it looks tight. Tee shot.
It looks tighter on TV than it is real life, but definitely tighter off the back tees than it is off the front tees. So I'm stood there, I'm thinking, right, come on, Rick, let's really again hit that iconic tee shot where you fade it up the hill and you get it into a prime position. Yeah. You can hit a great shot into the green. So I've not hit a fade with my driver all day. I was hitting it pretty straight. So I'm like, right, come on, I really want to try and fade this. Right, get it right around the corner. And I hit it and it just didn't fade one bit. It went straight into the bunker at the end. It was a good tee shot, but straight in the bunker. Guy, that bunker is bloody massive.
Really?
It's massive. Really deep.
Wow.
Really, really deep. So I'm in the bunker and you can't see anything. I was about 150 yards away, 140 yards away to the flag. So I thought, I'm going to have to go for it. So I went with 9-iron, fatted it, but got out the bunker.
Yeah.
So it could have looked like a purpose shot, but it wasn't. I fatted it. I was about 90 yards away from the flag. Some of the guys were up near the green at this point because one of the guys had to shoot off to catch a flight. So he was like racing the last hole. So he was up near the green. A couple of other guys were up near the green. So I hit this 90-yard wedge shot. I think I hit 56 degrees on a slight uphill. And the caddy said, get it past the flag, right? Yeah. So I hit this nice shot. And I was like, that looks good, but I'm not sure if I've hit it hard enough. From the guys on the green, they said it took one bounce, middle of the green, so pin's kind of middle left at that point. One bounce, went up past the flag by about 3 foot, spun, had a look in, spun all the way off the front of the green.
Oh, my word.
All the way off the front of the green. So I've now, for my 4th shot into the last hole, I've got this, I'm on the front apron. Really difficult shot from down there anyway. I didn't fancy chipping it. I putted everything off the green, to be honest. I smashed putter up the hill to about a 4-foot putt, 5-foot putt to make 5 on the last. I really didn't want to finish with a double bogey. This was to shoot 82 and I knocked it in.
So you got 82?
Yeah.
Wow, I had 86. You shot 82. 4 shots better than what I thought.
So all in all, an 82. It's a really interesting score because I wanted to tell you guys watching and listening what I was going to shoot.
Yeah, definitely.
But for me personally, it was as long as I just played well. I probably didn't hit one like single terrible golf shot.
Yeah.
Like there was no shots that I went, oh God, that was embarrassing. I just did that wrong choice on 13. I genuinely think if I played it again, with the same caveat, I was driving it as good as I was doing.
Yeah,
I could easily, off those tees, shoot. I'm going to put it out there. I think I could break 75.
Wow.
Off those tees. I do. Off the back tees, no bloody way.
Yeah.
I think the back tees are...
It's 1,000 yards more.
I think it's 8 or 9 shots harder.
I wouldn't be surprised because obviously the tee shots are longer, but your shots in the longer you're going to be hitting it further away from the hole. The putts are going to get harder. But the thing is, though, if you play Augusta, you can now say for the rest of your life you've played Augusta National, which probably 0.00001 of golfers can say, if not even less. When you tell people that, it's more that wow. Your first question's not what did you shoot, it's what was it like? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So the fact that you've got a decent score is great, but it's not really about that. If you just shot 92 and had the worst day ever, then yeah, you'd be a bit gutted. But I think that's a really respectable score.
I hit the ball really well.
That's the main thing.
I honestly hit the ball really well. My score is higher than I expect it to be just because I had a double and a triple and I had no birdies. I was a bit gutted about that. I wish I'd hold a birdie because I had some really good opportunities. I'm really glad I parred the 12th.
Yes.
I'm really glad I parred the 1st. I'm really glad I parred the 5th, with, oddly enough, the hardest hole on the golf course. I parred the 9th. Like, it was good. Like, I played solid.
In terms of a golf course, then, obviously you've played now some amazing golf courses. And I think, actually, if you go on the world's top 100, I think Augusta's ranked at, like, number 13 worldwide.
Is it?
Yeah.
13?
Yeah. Is it... Forgetting about it sounds hard to do this because forgetting about it's Augusta because that's the whole point. But if you do just for 1 second take the fact it's Augusta and it's so exclusive away, is it the best golf? Is it literally the best course you've played?
It's the best golf course I've ever played.
Wow!
And I'll tell you 2 reasons why. 3 reasons why. Okay. Number 1 reason is every single golf hole is fantastic.
Right.
Like there's not if you to ask me to rank the 3 worst holes on the golf course, I couldn't tell you that because every single hole is special in its own way. Yeah. Every single hole, and again, because we've seen, I grew up, I started playing golf in 97 when Tiger won the Masters. From that point to now, I've watched the Masters every single year. You know those holes. You remember those iconic moments. So I think a lot of that plays in part of it. Yeah. It's hard to do this, impossible to do it. If you took that golf course and the Masters never existed. It was just Augusta National that existed and the Masters wasn't a part of it and it was still in the same condition. I've got to still say it's the best golf course I've played. Yeah. Wow. The condition was nothing like I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Honestly, it was incredible. Every blade of grass was perfect. The grass was perfect. It was perfect. It really was. Off the members' tees, it's a very playable golf course. Off the back tees, it makes it challenging for tour pros. It makes you think. Like you can't just play it A to B. You've got to go from A to B to get to C sometimes. Like you've got to think about certain shots. You desperately need a caddy or someone with experience. If I played that golf course every single day off those tees, I could shoot under par. I could. Off the back tees, I don't know if I ever would.
I think the thing is, though, when we say then, if you take it away from being the Masters and stuff, but at the same time, that is the whole point. And like on this list, I mean, this is just a random. I don't know who actually does this. Top 100 golf course. It's a really nice website. They put the old course at number 7. Now, I'm very grateful to play the old course, obviously with yourself, and you treated me both times to play there. Although I've not played the top 100 golf course in the world, I can't say the old course is the 7th best course. It's the whole history of it, and some of the holes are so iconic, and it's one of the best golf courses to play in a sense of ticking it off the bucket list. I can't imagine the old course isn't better than Augusta as a golf course, surely.
It's not.
It can't be.
It's not. If you comparing 18 holes of golf and 18 holes of golf, Augusta is a better golf course.
It's got to be.
It just is. You can't. You can't compare it. It's just impossible to do. So what's like number 1 on this list?
This list, it's got Cypress Point as number 1.
I've not played it.
Pine Valley.
Yeah, that's the one that's super exclusive.
County Down, so you may be class. Shinnecock Hills, Melbourne, Royal Melbourne, and then you've got above. So you've got Trump, Turnberry, and Muirfield. Then Augusta's at 12.
I don't see it.
Well, Trump was always your favourite course, wasn't it?
Not Turnberry one.
Oh, sorry, not Turnberry. No,
I've not played the Turnberry one. To be honest,
but it's all. That's the thing, though.
I've actually not played any other golf courses higher ranked than Augusta on that list.
Played the old course though.
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry. Yeah, so.
Well, it's all subjective, and I think the thing is though, the day you had as well. I don't know how you can top that. Like,
it was the perfect weather. It was a day after an iconic Masters where Jon Rahm won it. I went to every single day of the Masters. You're playing the Sunday pins. Quite literally, I took out my golf ball out of the hole that some of the best players in the world took that ball out of the hole.
For me, yeah, it's not the same tees. That wouldn't bother me. The fact it was the same pins, that was so cool. I would rather, if I was you, and correct me if I'm wrong, I would rather have played it forward tees but same pins than same tees but different pins.
Yeah,
personally.
You're probably right. Because the pins, every single year, that's where they are.
Exactly, like that 12 pin. Did you watch that Golf Digest video about the 12th?
No.
Brilliant. It's like an 8-minute video, or maybe even less, 6-minute video, all about the 12th hole and why it's so hard, and obviously the fact that when you pull it, if you're a right-hander or whatever. And it just really explains how
it really suits left-handed golfers.
Yeah, because if they pull it, they can go left, right.
The whole golf course, I can see why it appeals to left-handers.
Yeah,
I can. It's quite a left-handed, friendly golf course. That's why Mickelson's won it round there twice.
So well again.
Bubba Watson's won that round there twice. Mike Weir's won round there, and I'm sure there's other left-handed golfers. But once in a lifetime opportunity, eternally grateful. We couldn't film it. I know there's question marks around that. They're just private. They're just private. They do what the rules are there for them. Augusta National. Hopefully, in the future, you never know. There might be an opportunity where we get to film there. But
on that, I would love you to have filmed that video if you could have done. Obviously, well, if you could have, you would have done. Obviously, and I'd love to one day film a video at Augusta National because it would do amazing for the channel. But as frustrating as it is that you can't, that is what makes it Augusta.
Of course it is.
If everybody could go and play it, I know you've said the course is still legitimately the best you've played, which is fair, and I've heard that from other people, obviously. But if everybody could go and play and everybody could go and film there, it would, to some degree, take away that level of mystique, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It's a very, very, very special place. They have got to be protective. They've got, it's a members club at the end of the day. Like, it's one of the best clubs in the world. They open their arms for 10 days a year to allow the world access, and that's what they're happy to do. Yeah. So yeah, tick it off the bucket list. Amazing experience. Loved every minute of it. It was crazy. It was the same weekend that the main channel hit 2.5 million subscribers.
What a nice way to celebrate.
So I've got a giveaway. I've got not all of this stuff to give away. A lot of it's for the lads who work here, but we did a nice little swag bag which you can enter on the main kind of announcement when I mentioned about playing Augusta. We'll do a shot by shot, explain every single shot, and eternally thankful for everybody watches, listens. I really appreciate it. I totally understand I wouldn't get these opportunities if it wasn't for you guys. I don't take it lightly one bit. And it was, I played it not just for myself, but also for everybody listening and watching, so I could share those experiences with you guys, because it was very, very magical.
If you'd have played it for me, you would have chipped out of the 13th. That was my
I wish I could play the 13th again.
No,
I would have broken 8. I'd have broken 80.
Yeah, but you might not have had 12.
That's true.
So you've done what you've done, and it was good.
Okay, if you said to me, you get the opportunity to play 13 again, but you also have to play 12 and 16.
Yeah,
I'd say no.
That's why. Just a last note on this. I always think everybody's done it where you've come off the 18th and you've missed a 6-footer, and you think, God, I wish I'd almost pay anything to go and do that again. I always think of it, okay, well, let's say that's a possibility. You've missed a putt on 18 and you wish you'd hold it. It was a 6-foot putt and you pay $1,000 to go and do it again. Okay, well, you can do that. But you've also got to hit that great tee shot you hit on 2. You've got to do that chip in that you did on 5. Like, we forget these as golfers. And yes, you did something you wish you'd not done. But that first tee shot that you nailed,
I don't think I'd ever give that up.
That's what I mean. So
someone said you've got another 100 opportunities to do that first tee shot. I don't think I'd be able to hit it as good as I did.
Just golf. Like, literally, it's just golf. You're never going to have the perfect round.
Guys, thanks for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed that storytelling of Augusta National and the Masters. It was amazing, and we shall see you next week.
Normal podcast next week. Loads of banter.
Golf bid is out on Friday.
Massive video. Quite literally about 2 hours long.
Right, peace out, everyone. Enjoy. See you next time.